Straight out the boot room to Wembley, our second home. We come to conquer, no, we never walk alone. We dominate the cream of the crop, drawing all our strength from the roar of the cock. It's all for one and one for all. Pass a move, we're talking total football. Here we go again, Roy's red machine. Liverpool, the greatest team the world has ever seen. Pass a move, it's the Liverpool crew. Pass a move, it's the Liverpool crew. Pass a move, 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 it's the Liverpool crew.
Hello and welcome back to the Liverpool Groove. Sorry it's on Zoom again. I'm still injured at the minute, but look, we move. We're flying again. I keep saying it every episode at the minute. We are flying. Progressed into the next round of the FA Cup last night. Lovely 3-0 win over Southampton. The kids coming in clutch again. So we're going to come on to that after. But for now, we've got to talk about Sunday. Carabao Cup final. You know, was just great game of football. Us ravaged by injuries. Chelsea, God knows where they are in the league, needing this to resurrect the season, I suppose. Both teams had chances to win it. Great game of football, but at the end of the day, the best centre-back in the world pops up with an header and you bring the cup home. So, just fantastic, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was boss, lad. It had a proper cup final feel to it. Again, you've got Guardiola saying the Carabao Cup he was told it was nothing. I think it depends who's playing in it. If you've got a team with a massive fan base who's going to be worldwide, it's going to feel like a big game. It did feel like a massive game. We wanted to win it. Chelsea wanted to win it. You know, we fielded the best team we possibly could. On paper, didn't look remarkable, but they dug in. They fucking worked their ass off. And again, no disrespect to Chelsea, but after the first few chances they missed, you're thinking this is only going to go one way. And no matter what we done, the chances we missed, they just seem to be something on our side on the day. And I think that something is the fans. The way they kick in, the way they get behind the team when you are under pressure. You've got a team sheet, you've got kids playing that you might never have seen before. And we're just the opposite of everyone else. Other teams shy and grow. We rally and get behind them. And I think the fans on the day bled onto the pitch. And it was just a fantastic cup tie, fantastic game of football. And in the end, the better team and the deserved winners won. So,
yeah,
thankfully, that was us. You
talk about the fans there, and that, like, in that extra time, that LA, when they got going, like, every single person was singing it. Like, I don't know what, there was just that I knew at that moment, like, we were going to win it. There was just, like you said, it bled onto the pitch. And it's something we haven't seen too much of recently. Obviously, the occasion was bigger and it needed it. But, like, there's been times when you're thinking to yourself, we need to rally behind the lads, and it doesn't quite happen sometimes. It might be because it's not as big of a game or an occasion or even a team. But on Sunday, it was just I knew we were going to win from that moment.
Yeah, even from the first few chances they missed, the form Callagher was in, the way we defended as a unit and that, even though they did get in behind, we still played well, we defended well. It was more what they done well as opposed to what we done wrong a lot of the time. So you've got to applaud that and go fair play. They could have scored a few. There was just something on the day. The saves we were making, the way they hit the post, you're just thinking, this is our day. And, it's happened many a time in big games when you just get that feel. But I think a lot of fans have started cringing a bit of a LA because in some of the games it gets sung. Obviously, we're talking about conquering Europe and all that, and then you've got every fucking man and his dog who started singing it for every other team, and it knocks us sick. And something on that day just urged everyone to give it their all, and everyone who might usually go, "Oh, fucking hell, not this again," were out the seats. It was just remarkable. Like in big games, you have that moment where, for no reason, no apparent reason, it just goes off, and it went off. It was just a rally cry. We are here, we're behind you. I've got shivers, like that. Just brilliant. The connection with the club and the fans again, thanks to Jurgen Klopp, is just brilliant. And we can do our bit a bit more when they are struggling, when we have got injuries, when there's lads not playing so well. We can do a bit more to get behind them and show our support a bit more often than just the big games. But I think effectively the fans have won us the cup there.
Yeah.
So yeah.
there was there was a lot of big performances on the day. Not just obviously the fans being one of them, and I think that does deserve to be said. But obviously on the pitch, I'd like to apologise right now for ever doubting Kelleher. I admit early in the season, started Europa League campaign, I had one or two doubts about him just because, and I've said it and I stick to what I said, he looked shaky at the beginning of the season. Since then, he's had an half decent run of games. He's played obviously in Europe a lot, played in the Cups before Alisson's injury, and then obviously now he's got a bigger opportunity with Alisson's injury, and just he was phenomenal on Sunday. And even last night, he had to be at his best again. He was very good last night, but I mean, Sunday was that was an Alisson level performance he had on Sunday.
Yeah, you can like fight or flight, and you can go into a situation, a cup final. It's not new to him. He gets thrown in the deep end. Yeah, lad, here's a cup, go and win it, fucking hell, and he does. He was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. The saves he made, the way he conducted himself, the ball at his feet, the way he organised the back. He was just a fucking, as you say, an Alisson type of performance. And what you're saying, like, you doubt, this is what I've said about Alisson, because he's a goalie, you don't want to have any doubts about them at all. But Alisson's a bit shaky in games, and no one ever mentions it. So I think it's just, if a goalie has one or two bad games, it's instantly like, fucking hell, we need a new goalie. And I think we're haunted by shit goalies, aren't we?
More so than anyone else, I think.
David James, fucking keepers like that who just got mistakes in them. And I think Keller has just deserved the right to be backed by the fans. He's made a few mistakes in it. He's been here since Klopp. He's been here years and years. He's only had like runs of games. He's never been in the team consistently. So he's in the deep end, then he's in the shallow end, then he's in the deep end, then he's only training, then he's been a fucking cup final. You know what I mean? It's rushed, it's hard. It must be hard to accept as well when you're performing that well. But as I've said all along, if we can keep him as the best number two, keep him for as long as we possibly can, because there is going to become a time when Alisson Becker decides to go elsewhere or to retire, and he's still young enough to be able to have his prime at Liverpool when that happens. Keep him.
Yeah, absolutely. Another big performance on the day, probably went under the radar a little bit, as he tends to do, is again signing of the season, Wataru Endo.
Unbelievable, lad, again.
Ridiculous.
Barring that foul to cost us the goal, that wasn't a fucking foul at all. It's ridiculous. But absolutely, take your hat off to him, lad, because again, he's come in with no expectations, and the expectations of many on social media, and that was that we've fucked up massively and we've signed shite while Chelsea were trying Casado. And I was like one of them who was heartbroken over losing Casado, but it was more the principle. But seeing him sat on the floor, devastated with us running around the court, fucking brilliant. But yeah, Enzo, he just does that. He just does that job. Like, he just does that job. Someone's called him the Japanese Mascherano. And I get it, because I've said loads of times, Mascherano, if you're in a battle, you need Mascherano. If you're in a game where you need flair football and you're going to have all the possession and that, he's not really necessary.
Yeah.
But certain games, Endo is the first name on the team sheet, like Fabinho used to be. And I've said that for weeks. It was a massive loss when he went away with his international. But yeah, he's starting to get the credit he deserves now. People are noticing him. Even yesterday, without him in the middle, it took us 20, 30 minutes to get a grip to the game where, for that time, Southampton just cut through us.
Yeah.
And applause to them again, because they were brilliant. But yeah, top player. I think I've seen a quote of Klopp saying he'll get a longer contract because he might be 30, 31, but he's a machine. And again, we need to stop this narrative that once you get to 30, you're finished. I've been listening to Joey Barton's podcast today.
Why would you put yourself through that?
Because I'll be honest with you, it was fucking boss, to be fair. But he said the same. He said, when you're in your late 20s, they're trying to give you 3 and 4 year deals. As soon as you're at 30, it's a year. You only get offered a year. And it's like, you're like cattle. You just fucking shipped off, fucked off. As soon as you get to 30, You've got no security. And I don't think that should be the way it is anymore when you've got footballers and athletes like Milner and Ronaldo and Salah. You know, if you've got one like Rooney, who, as good as a footballer he was, didn't really look after himself. Do you know what I mean? Look at the state of him now. He's the same age as Ronaldo, and he's like a fucking balloon. But, you know, take it with a pinch of salt. Go, yeah, he's a fucking machine. He's working hard. He's still fucking pissing the bleep test. He's 33, 34. Fucking throw him a contract to it. So I'd like to see Endo, you know, when Klopp's gone, Endo's still going to be a vital part of the team.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think whoever comes in, you know, will be looking at him and thinking, probably having second thoughts about what plans they have for him coming in next season. Because I think at the, you know, if you would have asked at the start of the season if Endo was going to be as crucial as he has been, and if, you know, even if he may not even be here next season, I think a lot of people would have been selling him as soon as they could. But then now it's a complete 360 with him. It's completely different now. He's, like you said, he's one of the first names on the team sheet, if not the first name on the team sheet. But he was just, you know, he took the piss, didn't he? You know, they had a £200 million midfield. He cost 16 million and outperformed the pair of them.
He pocketed them, and he done it well. And it worked. Like, there's games where he's making loads of fouls and he's doing stuff that we like to see, but sometimes unnecessarily. Nah, he was just a better footballer on the day. He was bringing the ball down, taking steps away from them. He controlled the midfield on his top. He was fucking quality. He was quality. And as I say, I think the whole, what you just said then, is a lot of our fans would have just sold them straight away and all that. That's just social media divvies who don't like seeing like players come in who aren't expected to do well. They don't like seeing kids come through. And then when they do, they're like, oh, that's great, isn't it? You know what I mean? These are people who try and just buy the biggest star all the time, and it's a make-believe world. But yeah, Endo's come in, deserves his place. It's a fucking hard one because McAllister's brilliant in the six as well. Joe Gomez went too bad last night, to be honest. So, you know, it's looking good for Liverpool, lad. It's looking good. And you've got players who are unexpected to do much, and they're given absolutely everything, and that's all you can ever ask.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, you know, we did come out of the game with two more injuries, even though one I don't think is too bad with Endo. Both caused by Casado. Just proving that he just isn't as good as people think he is, really. I think, you know, that one on Gravenberch, lad, it was accidental, yeah, fair enough, but I don't understand how he hasn't gone for it. It's horrific.
He's a hyped up crab, absolute shite, he is. And I'll open my hands up, like, I got on the hype of him through fucking watching match today, through games when he's played against us. You know, little snippets of me here and there, and you're thinking, fucking hell, he's got something, this lad. He's brilliant, conduct himself well. You hit the nail on the head and said he's a bit of a gobshite. Don't want him anywhere near us until we nearly signed him. Then you done a U-turn. Then I was doing a U-turn because he sounded like he was a knob because he wants to go to Chelsea. So, yeah, he's fucked up. Good and proper. He's gone to the wrong club on a lifetime contract. They're not going to win fuck all. The fan base is shit. The manager's shit. The owner's a gobshite. The stadium's shit. The city it's from is shit. And yeah, he's fucked up. And yeah, we believed in all the hype. We were devastated when he never signed. And, you know, I think someone who was going to sign him is licking the lips going, I'm a jammy bastard, because he is shite.
Yeah, it's mad. And, he's looked good against us last season, who massively underperformed. Like, it wasn't difficult to look good against us last season, let's be honest, at times. As we've said a number of times, it was only really that last 11 games of last season where we looked any good throughout the season. So, looking good against us in January, when Brighton beat us a couple of times, and Wolves put three past us, and Brentford did. It's like, not difficult. You look at where Brentford are now. You look at where I was going to say, look at where Wolves are. They're actually doing really good this season, in fairness to them. But that's what I'm saying. It just wasn't difficult last season. So for him to stand out against us, just looking back, wasn't really an achievement. It's the same. Like, look at Matoma. He's done nothing this season.
No,
There was all
I've
hype
had him as
about
well.
him. You know, the big thing got made about him doing his dissertation on the art of football and how to do this, that, and the other. It's like, every fucker's clearly read that and sussed him out, haven't he? Because he's done nothing this season.
Yeah, I just think it was sheer desperation and the fact I think we all got caught up in it. I've just slated like the Twitter divvies there, who £100 million players and that. As soon as we threw the fucking bid in, I was like, "What was on whatever it costs? If you have to bid 110, bid 110, bid 120, go for it." And it's just the hype, it's the excitement to sign a player like that you'd expect's going to be world class. But thankfully, he isn't. He's a massive letdown. He's letting his club down. He's letting his ma down. He's just shite. So, he might go on to bigger and better things in the future, but I don't think it'll be at Chelsea if they release him from his jail sentence. But on to Enzo, in hindsight, if you'd offered us Casado for 100 million or in for 16, the reaction from the Stuttgart fans and the players he's played with, the manager, the board, all congratulating him and being made up for him getting this move because he deserves it. We had a look into what the journalists were saying in Germany when he moved to here, and they couldn't say a wrong word about him. He was idolised over there as what he's doing here.
Yeah,
leads. He's a leader from the middle. He's a fucking trooper. He's a gladiator. He wants to win. He wants to fight. He wants to battle, and he does it all with passion. So, as I say, as long as you're doing that, you're going to be a cup favourite, and he's meriting it at the minute.
Yeah, no, he's like you said, the journalists couldn't say enough about him, enough good things about him, and I think one of them even said, this is going to go down as one of the signs of the season. It won't be obvious, but like it's going to be, and it's turning out that way. I think especially when you consider how much we did pay for him. Like obviously, Szoboszlai come in and he started brilliantly, and he's kind of gone off the boil a bit. Maybe this time out will help him a little bit. Just recovered his form. And McAllister was the opposite, wasn't he? Sort of started slow, got injured, and then since then has been unbelievable. So yeah, it's nice when it works out. Unfortunate for Gravenberch because I think he started the game well on Sunday. And who knows how long he's going to be out for. Klopp says it's only going to be 2 games, but stretch it off and then leaving the ground in a boot and on crutches doesn't seem like a 2-game injury to me.
Not when we're playing every fucking 2 or 3 days as
No.
well, like.
No.
So, I feel for him because he played well the game before as well, didn't he? What game was that on Anfield?
Luton.
Yeah, Luton won the show. Was spot on. We made it difficult for ourselves, and then we've smashed it, haven't we? But I think it's hard with the midfield at the minute because I've got so many out. But I think Szoboszlai might benefit from the time out. Gravenberch, he was just finding his form. It's not going to go away. He'll come back in, and there's just going to be a fight for places now because there isn't a nailed-on starter. As mad as it sounds, it's like McAllister is, in my opinion, a level ahead of everyone in ability-wise and how he thinks and how he passes and how he plays the game. He's more on par with Thiago than any of them. He's a little bit of a level ahead. I don't know, he started slow in that, but, he's come into a new role. We've debated Enzo starting ahead of him. Now it's McAllister could start ahead of him. You've got Szoboszlai who come in like a house on fire, who then dropped off the form. I think he believed the hype a little bit too much himself because of us. We're calling him the next Gerrard and all that after fucking 3 or 4 games, which is performance. We're good enough to say that, but it's a marathon in it, not a sprint. He's come in for a few games and we've gone off our tits about him. He has got the potential to go all the way to be absolutely world class, but the midfield, Jones is just so consistent at the minute. Gravenberch's a little bit of everything. He comes in, he has a bad game, then he has 2 where he's proper up for it. He's a massive part of the Luton game. Now he's got a knock. So it's good. It's obviously it's good that we've got all these quality players, and we're sort of overachieving. So I think this team, we said, didn't we? How's Jurgen Klopp going to walk away from this? They're only going to knit. They're only going to bed together. They're only going to get better and better. So just got to see where it takes us, lads. But we've got 1 cup under the belt already, and it is exciting times because even the likes of last night where you could be like 2 or 3-0 down the first few minutes, we just grind it out. We find a way, and that's what Klopp's all about. It's just a fucking shame he won't be here next year.
It is. But let's not get into that again. We can't have you crying again. Uh, but you talk about the kids that have been playing for part of the season. Obviously, like Jarell Quansah, same kid, he's 21. But Jarell Quansah, Connor Bradley, obviously have had bigger parts to play this season than the others. But obviously, you've got Jaden Dan's coming into the mix. Bobby Clark coming into the mix, who looks better and better every game, by the way. James McConnell, same with him. Trainioni come on last night. Lewis Kumas making his professional debut last night. It's just like, don't get me wrong, yeah, we know it's out of necessity, but these lads are coming in, performing, and giving Klopp more headaches. It's like when the rest of the players are back, it's like these lads can't just drop out of the squad. They've still got to be involved, and rightfully so.
Yeah, again, they came on in the cup final, a few of them. Was it McConnell, Clark, and Jaden?
McConnell, Clark, and Dan's, yeah, come on, yeah.
Jaden Dan's came on. We sort of retired a little bit, and then we brought one of them on, and then we brought another on, then another, and they seemed to grow in confidence when the others were coming on. Like, whereas you want to be playing with the bigger and the best players, they seem to be thriving on playing with each other, which is remarkable. Like, at that age, it's a dream. Like, looking across the pitch, and there's your fucking mate you've trained it since you were 8. You know what I mean? That must be an absolute delight. Playing at Wembley, you're not in someone's back garden. You're not in Ellegreen.
Yeah,
you're playing at Wembley in a cup final through merit. But yeah, it is through necessity. Some of them might drop out the squad, but they'll be at the back of Jürgen's mind now till fucking May, because they have all played the part. And I think Connor Bradley is now giving him headaches in the sense when Trent's fit. You can't take Bradley out of right back. You can't. And Bobby Clark, he's coming in. He's getting better and better. I think he looked brilliant last night. It's great. I felt like a proud dad, lad. I felt like an old fella on Sunday when you're seeing the kids with the cup. And I know everyone's going on saying, "Oh, they're not fucking kids. You've had an older team than Chelsea and all that." It's not about age, it's about experience.
Said exactly the same thing, but
it's about how many games you've played. Like, fucking hell, Harvey Elliott kid, but he's played 100 games, so you class him as a senior, but he's a fucking 20-year-old kid.
Yeah,
20 years old, and he's acting like a fucking dad in the squad. It's bizarre.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? An Arsenal fan tried to say, like, oh, Jarell Quansah isn't a kid. He's only a couple of months younger than Bukayo Saka. It's like, yeah, but Bukayo Saka's played more games for England than Jarell Quansah has for Liverpool. Like, it's not the same thing. And that's what this narrative that, oh yeah, we had an older squad. That's because we had 2 31-year-olds in the squad and a 29-year-old, and
we had an older average squad. We never had that. That's what I mean. Like, people just try and spin everything against us. It's fucking stupid. Like, any footy fan who loves football has looked at that cup final. Every neutral should have looked at that cup final and gone, "That's fucking brilliant." That like the team Chelsea have fielded, the money they've spent. And I know money doesn't automatically buy you great players. You can spend 100 million on shite, like Casado. But when you're seeing kids come through the academy, or whether you've bought them when they were 16 from Fulham or whatever, they've come in, they've learned to adapt to your system and your training facilities, and they've made new mates, and they come through. It's fucking fantastic, like. Fucking brilliant. It's best than any sign, and that's seeing a young lad come on and fulfill his dream is better than any signing coming on and scoring a goal. It's well, not unlike seeing it. It doesn't have to be a local lad. Just seeing a young lad coming on and living his dream is fucking brilliant. And yeah, the age thing was just over the top.
Yeah, and the thing is, though, it's people are going, well, he's not homegrown. You bought him when he was 16. It's like, all right, yeah, Sam, we bought him when he was 16, but we got Harvey Elliott when he was at 15 or 16, or I think he might have been just about 16. He's nearly 21 now, so that's 5 years that we've had him for. So we've made him a better player because he's been at Liverpool for 5 years. Bobby Clark, we signed him at 16. He's 19 now. So it's 3 years that he's been with us. It's like, just because we've got them from other academies, that's the way it's always worked. You don't think not every single player in the academy just pops up at age fucking 4 and is there right until 18 and make the debut. It doesn't work like that anymore. I mean, I say anymore, it never has done.
No, obviously you get your local lads who come in, and it's great when they stay there till the end. But the lads from out of town and that are very often brought in at later age. You know, it happens all the time where the bigger clubs like Liverpool and that let kids go when they're like 7 or 8, and then they've got the potential. If they fucked up when they turn to 14, 15, and they go, he's really good, him, go and get him back.
Yeah,
you know, they don't waste all their own supplies on out of town kids, and that they bring them in. If you can scout a kid who's absolutely world class and he stands out a mile, plays against you, scores 3, you go, fucking hell, let's see if we can bring him in. It's just like any other signing, but once that signing reaches their peak and excels and comes on for you, he's your player, he's your prodigy. It's what you've made. You know what I mean? So I don't get it all. As I say, any footy fan watching that cup final, seeing them kids come on, should have been delighted for them. Should have felt a little shiver and gone, fucking hell, that could have been me.
Yeah,
could have been our kid. You know, that kid's living his dream, playing for his team at Wembley in a cup final against £1 billion firm of bottle jobs, as someone called them. And yeah, it's fucking great. See, Higgins said, hasn't he? Remember them. Remember them when it comes to the summer. Remember these kids who we're all fucking praising now and saying are going to be the next best thing, because when it comes to the summer, it'll all be forgotten. Oh, we don't need it. Right forward, we've got him. Oh, we don't need to send him out. That won't happen. It'll be, who can we spend money on? Forget that. Exactly like we did in the summer with Quansah. Quansah is the next model Van Dijk. It's fucking ludicrous how good that kid is.
Yeah.
Fucking absolutely unbelievable. Conor Bradley's doing everything that Trent started doing. He's just learning the inverted role a little bit quicker.
Yeah.
You know, Trent's playing the hybrid. Conor Bradley's doing it already. Going into midfield and that. Fucking hell, Joe Gomez can play absolutely fucking anywhere. It's fucking boss, lad.
Yeah. And I mean, it's just the whole Liverpool bad thing, isn't it? Like, you know, that gets people attention on social media and gets clicks and things like that. But it's like nobody says anything about Oscar Bob coming through at City. He's not, you know, he's Norwegian, but nobody goes, but you got him when he was this age. He's not really your youth. But everyone just goes, City brought another good player through there. That's all that gets said about it. And it's the same, you know, United, no one bats an eyelid with Garnacho coming through and being one of their better players because he's come through their academy. But nobody goes, oh, you bought him from Barcelona or Real Madrid or wherever you bought him from. That's just how academies work. But because we're doing it from other academies in the UK, it's you know, we're doing it wrong for some reason. It's mad.
If you brought through an academy and you haven't played a single game of footy at top tier and you step on the pitch for whatever team you're playing for, you've made it to that academy. That's what it's about. It's like graduating.
Yeah.
It's a graduation. Step a foot on the Wembley. on the Wembley.
On the Wembley.
That's a fucking nightmare today, mate. Step foot on the Wembley and you've graduated. You graduated from Liverpool. You've made it into the first team. When you got signed at 14, you've made it. All your hard work's paid off. You've been recognised by the first team manager, and you're playing in a cup final. And then again, yesterday, playing in an FA Cup game at Anfield in front of 60,000 people. And you know, your dreams are coming through, and for many of them, it's going to just be the start. For a few, you know, there might be one or two that don't quite make it. The ones like your Harry Wilsons and that, who you think they've got the world at their feet, and then they just don't quite get to the levels you'd expect. But that's why we have managers and scouts and teams that know what's going to happen with them. At the minute, there's not a little bit of doubt in my head that any of them are going to go on to play for the first team. I think every one of them is going to do well and thrive and prosper under Klopp, and you know, make a statement that whoever the new fella is coming in, I'm here. I'm here to stay. Yeah,
I think it's been nice as well. Like Alex Inglethorpe's been getting a lot of praise in the media as well. I think he done an interview with Carragher, I think. And obviously the rules of what they have in the academy have been sort of brought to the forefront. Now people are learning about that and things like that, and he's getting a lot of praise. And it's about time, because you know, people will go, Klopp's, you know, people will give all the praise to Klopp for giving these kids a chance, but it's Alex Inglethorpe who's getting them ready to be given that chance. So nice for him to get the credit he deserves.
Yeah, of course, yeah. And I say it's a conversation that's had, isn't it? You know, we think this kid's ready. I think you want to have a little look at him, come and see what you think. And again, it is credit to Klopp for giving them the time of day, because a lot of managers don't. They don't put the neck out for the kids, and they should, because there's so many young kids in academies that don't get picked because it's easier to go out and spend money. Whereas I think I've read something today. I think isn't Jaden Dan's on like 200 quid a week or something.
Something like that, yeah.
And it's just it's brilliant. It's class that these kids are here. They're coming through, regardless of how they've come through. The likes of him, he's been at the club since he was like 8, hasn't he? And so, yeah, it always feels a bit better when it's a local lad coming through. But again, for some of them, the talent's there. We've just got to be patient with them. A few are getting overexcited, and rightly so at the moment. We've just won a cup with a team of kids, just qualified for the next round of the FA Cup with a team of kids. But, as long as they're giving the manager headaches and we've got the patience with them, and we don't over-expect, then they'll be good. And, I've said to you before, Harvey Elliott, he's 20 years old. He's like a fucking senior player. He's like the dad of the group.
Yeah.
Like, he's 20. He's still a kid. He is still effectively a kid. He's 20. He's coming in, and he's the little owl fella. It's fucking mad.
No, it is. But that's what you want to see, isn't it?
How humble and how proud he is as a Liverpool fan as well, Harvey Elliott. The opportunity he gave Dan's yesterday, when one or two players went on their own there. I think he's just an absolute pleasure to have at the club. I fucking love Harvey Elliott. I do.
Yeah, no, he's great. Let's talk a little bit about last night then, in a bit more detail, because, like you say, I was saying to you before we recorded, if we would have done this on Tuesday as planned, I couldn't have picked the team, because I was fully expecting, Adrian in goal. I was expecting, kids who've not even been in the first team at all this season, like not even graced the bench. I was expecting them all to start. I was expecting us to just go full of kids, because, Harvey Elliott looked dead on his feet at the final whistle on Sunday. Diaz, another one, thankfully, we didn't have to bring him on last night. But, a lot of these players looked out on Sunday, and Harvey Elliott then come on and played another, not quite 90 minutes, but I think he played about 80 minutes again, didn't he? It's like, the kid never stops, but fair play. So the fact that we went as strong as we did, I was very surprised. But looking at the lineup, I couldn't help but smile. I was properly delighted with the lineup.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what was going to happen. I think obviously if he'd went as weak as possible, he was conceding the cup, because Southampton are a good side, and they were always going to cause us trouble. They went strong. So I think he's looked at that and went, I think we need to have a little bit of a core in there, a little bit of strength. And that's what he's done. He had a good start and core. We played the kids, but we had a good core, and if the branches aren't that secure with each other, not that much familiar with each other and all that, the core's sometimes enough just to get you through. But I thought on the day that I think the three centre halves that played, fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
Again, even like the chances Southampton made was credit to Southampton. Was good football from Southampton, where they've pressed us, they've bullied us at times. You've got young kids, some of them are a little bit flimsy, and that still need to bulk up. And Southampton were just on it. And yeah, it's credit to the kids, lad, that they can ride the storm. They took 15 minutes on the chin where we look weak, we look like we were going to concede, and then they've got the foot on the ball and they've started playing.
Yeah. No, but once they got into the game, it took them probably a bit longer than they would have wanted to, I think. I think it was a good sort of half an hour or so where I thought Southampton were better than us. But once they got going, they looked comfortable on the ball, started getting a bit more space. And Southampton against a team like Liverpool, regardless of who's playing, you can't play that way against a team like us for 90 minutes. Eventually they're going to tire, and we took advantage. I think 3-0 flattered us massively. I said last night it wasn't a 3-0 game, but we just took our chances. The first goal, Lewis Kumas, he's done well. Cut inside, fortunate with the deflection, but he deserved it for the work he done sort of before it. It deserved a goal, and professional debut. I think Klopp was one Klopp pointed out it before the game, saying he's like an elite finisher and things like that. So obviously there was something about him, and you could tell he had he looked confident all the time, didn't he?
Yeah. So I think a lot of them. I think they started, like a fucking fox in the headlights, where they were a little bit jaded by the situation, a little bit unsure. Southampton started brilliantly. They were physical, they were aggressive, they were fast, they were skillful. Every pass was working out. They just cut through us a few times, and you can either stop and go, fuck, this is not my night, or you can dig in and go, let's make it our night. And that's what they done. They changed it a little bit. They started getting on the ball. They started playing simpler passes and 2-3 yard passes, playing football, playing triangles, and they just picked it up. Yeah, the kid who scored, I thought he dragged it right past the keeper on purpose. Look, the first touch past the defender, then the second touch, and then to put it the opposite side of the goalie. Thought, you cheeky little bastard, that is.
Yeah, I did as well.
Fucking Ali McCoy's ruined it. It's a deflection, and I thought, fuck off you. He was a prick last night, and he was a prick. But yeah, even to get the shot off, 3 defenders around you, to have the confidence to shoot from the edge of the box like that, fucking good goal, lad. Not against the run of play, maybe, yeah, but I think they look good, but as mad as it sounds, I never felt like they were going to score. The chances they should have scored, the chances they made, they had 2 or 3 where they should have scored. I don't know.
I mean, they had one offside after, 30 seconds, didn't they? So,
that was only just getting on.
Yeah, so was I.
And I was like, that's a goal. It's 1-0. Oh, here we go. But it could have been that way. If that had stood, I think they'd have absolutely mauled us. I do. Because they were in that type of form. Like, they look really good at times. But again, I don't think it was anything. You've got to credit Southampton, like you've got to credit Chelsea. I think in the both games, it's not where we've had games where we haven't played well. We've made mistakes. We've let them in. We haven't pressed. We were doing everything we needed to do, but they were just too fast on the day. They were getting in behind. Thought defensively we were fucking solid. Barring one or two times on the wings where we've overstepped. And then it's on the defence, the centre half to save us. But I think, the Van Dijk, exceptional. Kanate, when he came on, exceptional. Quansah, fucking superb again. Thought we just defended well. And I think overall we did deserve to win the game. But again, you're looking at the team, you're looking at the kids. When are we going to use the bench? And we used the bench and brought more kids on.
Mad, wasn't it? Obviously, Dan's 2 very different goals, but 2 just like you can just tell he's a natural striker. The 2 goals, the first one, the little dink over the keeper, like every striker's I think that's every striker's dream finish. Like yourself, you've probably scored one of them, like playing at Ellegree or playing when you're in school or something, and a little dink over the keeper just is the best feeling ever. There's just something about it. But the second one, I actually think was better for me to see, because it just shows his instincts, his natural instincts. The ball's loose. He's thinking, that's my ball. Put in the rebound. Like, that's exactly what you want to see from a striker. I don't think we've actually got a striker like that in the team, except maybe Jota. I don't think any of our other strikers would be as alert as that, other than Jota, to be honest with you.
Nunes would sign ahead today.
Yeah, he would.
No, I agree. The first goal is absolutely the timing of the run. Again, it's a lot of it's down to Harvey Elliott. I'm waiting for Harvey Elliott to go to the left and shoot there.
Yeah.
Because that's what a normal 20-year-old kid would do. But no,
he's not a normal 20-year-old kid, though.
Time just run perfectly. The pass is perfect again. And to be that fucking cheeky at the Kop end, great. It's a fantastic finish. The celebrations were brilliant. Was delighted for him. And then the second one, he hasn't even. You know what's mad, lad? He's about 3 yards away from where the ball bounces, and he doesn't even give the defender time to react. It's in the net. Like, he's just fucking marched on. That's my ball. You're not having it. Give me that. I was made up, lad. I love the cup final. I was made up the cup final and that. But obviously, time's gone by. We haven't won a trophy since Sunday afternoon, if you haven't heard. And yeah, yesterday again, it was sat there watching it. A game that could have slipped us by, could have been 2 or 3 down. We've clung on. We've worked our asses off. We've grinded the result out, and we're playing with kids. And then you're seeing them living the dreams and what it means to them. And I was just sat there giddy. I was just made up.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it? And I said about the cup final, I said that's our most impressive cup victory under Klopp. You look at who we had out, the players that we brought on in the final. That was our most impressive win under Klopp in in a final. Um, and I think it's just been, you can think maybe they've just stepped it up for the cup final. Maybe they've all just gone, right, this could be it kind of thing. And then you see the way they played last night and you're thinking to yourself, okay, right, now these are here to stay.
Yeah, do you know what, lads? I think when we looked at the team sheets, don't get me wrong, I wasn't full of confidence in the final, and it was a case of we're here, whatever happens, happens. But if it doesn't go our way, fucking get behind the kids, because it's not the team we would have ideally fielded. They've been through at the deep end, and then as time went by, and it started feeling a little bit more like fucking hell, we could get something here. This could be our day. So it's gonna be our day. We're not losing this cup. Everyone just rallied behind them, and the atmosphere, as I say, was fucking phenomenal. It's just a special cup win. The performance that they deserve to win. It wasn't like, oh, they've missed a few chances and we've gone down and fluked one. We deserve to win the game. In the end, the pressing we were doing up until the fucking last second of extra time, grinding, we were working our bollocks off, lad, just so they didn't have the ball. We wanted it so much more than them in the end, and it showed.
Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, we're at a stage now, into the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. One trophy down, obviously, with Sunday. United away in the next round of the Cup is don't really know what to think about it, to be honest, because I think if this was last season, I would have been gutted with that. This season, I'm like, yeah, not asked.
United are a mad team, lad. United turn up when you're not playing well. They can cut you into pieces, but they don't scare me one bit, I'll be honest. But based on the game at Anfield, when they just nullified us and they just played boring, I can imagine them to do something like that again and sign it as on the counter. Only, I think we're past the stage where teams can do that to us.
Yeah.
I think even if we're playing bad and you're sat in as deep as you possibly can, like I thought it was going to happen with Luton. I said that. Luton felt like the United game where they've gone ahead and you're like, fuck.
Yeah, where's the goal coming from, kind of thing.
What do we do here? And then 45 minutes of magic, you can't stop us. So, I hope I don't sound a dickhead in a few weeks' time, but, as long as we've got a few players back and they go full strength and we play the team we played yesterday, it's going to be a bit more difficult because they have got some superstars there. But I don't think talent outdoes hard work sometimes. I think we've just got a better attitude, a better hunger. I think we won everything more than anyone at the minute.
Yeah.
It's just far us this season that we just look like we fucking won it. We're up for it. And I know it's the news of Jurgen Klopp, but I think it was even before that. He just got so far us where I think, we might turn up for 45 minutes and then we fucking won it and we're going to have it. So, they don't worry me at all. But we've got to take each game as it comes and fucking winter every tackle until all our squad's back, and
definitely, Jesus Christ.
Back. It's fucking horrible.
Yeah. I mean, games are coming thick and fast now. Obviously, Europa League's about to come back. But I think our next few games now, it's Forest, Sparta Prague, City, Sparta Prague, United. So as a run of 5 games go, that's that's some run of games, isn't it? But we've got it in us to go and win all 5 of them. And City is obviously the big one. If we can get some bodies back for that, would be nice. I think it was good. I think everybody looked at Sunday and seen Darwin and seen Soberslai sprinting onto the pitch, diving over barriers and that after we win, and thinking, These are lying here, get them fucking on the pitch, but I think we were smart not to risk them last night at all. Same with Salah. I think try and not risk them as much as possible and try and get as many people back for that City game as we possibly can.
City's the big one, isn't it? Like, I want every cup. I want every cup, but I think the first leg of Prague go as weak as we can whilst thinking we can win that game. Obviously, we play Man City before United, don't we? So, yeah, it's Forest, Prague, Man City, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah, Forest, tough game. Got to go as strong as we can. It's a league game. Sparta Prague, weaken it a little bit, try and get players back for the Man City game. And then I think what happens at Man City determines how we go in the next few games. We are capable of winning all 5. If I could only win one, it's the City game.
Yeah.
It is the City game. But, you know, even that doesn't make us champions. That doesn't make us safe. Things can still go wrong with the injury list we've got. I've said it at the very beginning. Enjoy the ride. See where we end up. If it doesn't go our way, got to take it on the chin and go, you know, luck wasn't on our side. We've had all these injuries. This has happened. Fucking penalties not given, handballs not given, goals disallowed for nothing. Just luck isn't on our side. But I'm just crying it in. As time goes on, it's looking more and more likely that we're going to get stronger and stronger and stronger, even with teams. So fingers crossed, that's the way it plays out, lads. And lads come in, but again, you've got headaches there. You've got player like Jadon Sands that no one would have watched. They'll have seen him at under 21s level, under 18s. Seen him in 3 games for Liverpool. What do you do with him? What do you do? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it could be a good thing. But I think we'll obviously go strong Forest, and then Prague, weaken it. Man City as strong as we possibly can. Hopefully, got, as you say, Salah. I think I've seen a post. I think it was Bacetic back in the fold.
All right, okay.
I don't know whether it was Nunes who posted it, but it looked like it was Bacetic he was posting about.
Oh yeah, who's this?
It was him.
Covered his face, wasn't he?
Yeah,
it looked like Bacetic, yeah, but I'm not too sure.
You know, Thiago we'll never see again, unfortunately.
Doesn't sound like, does it?
No, fucking hell. So yeah, Szoboszlai can't be a million miles away. Nunes can't be. Salah can't be. Endo's not. So before you know it, lad, it'd be a click of fingers and there's your squad back, and then you've got these fucking hungry, talented kids on the bench who can come on and win games. So yeah, it's exciting. I can't wait for the City game. Really can't. But we've got to be Forest first before we can even.
Yeah, no, we can't make the mistake of looking ahead to the City game because we've got 2 big important games before it. If we start doing that and don't get a result in the Forest game and then go to City and beat them, it could be meaningless at that point already. With the way City can go and win so many games on the spin. But yeah, it's an exciting time, and I said it at the time. It's nice that the League Cup's done and out the way with. As the Europa League's coming back, it's nice to just have that done with. You got the trophy in the bag, concentrate on the next one now as well. So I think that works in our favour. Obviously, I think after the City game or no after the United game, I think it might be that international break, which for the first time in history, I think Liverpool fans will be made up with.
Say then, like, you might have a few lunatics saying, "Oh, we could do it having that in the middle." No, as I've said to you a few weeks ago, we need momentum. We need to build on performances. We need to play a game, win a game, play a game, win a game, and keep going and going and going and going. You say the players who want to get tired. You can't strain because they're having to rest and then play, rest then play. But that's what good teams and good players want to be doing. We want to be playing 4 times in 2 weeks. We want to be playing 5 times. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We've got the running is hard. Say it's it's 3 tough teams. It's going to be hard, but the biggest players there will be licking the lips and saying, "Right, bring on Forest, get 3 points there, go away to Prague." Is it around Prague first, isn't it?
Away.
Go away to Prague, fucking boss away tip for the Reds as well.
Yeah.
Sure, they'll fill the away section. You know, I don't think anyone going over will be going and looking too much into the team that's selected. I think they'll just be going for a fucking trip and knowing that whatever happens in Prague can be reversed at Anfield if need be. So, yeah, just got to fucking go for the lot, lad. But just keep one eye on that Man City game.
Yeah. Well, look, let's wrap it up with the last little bit, which we haven't done for a while. I asked for some questions. We obviously got them from your little Jedi, as always. And we've got 3. In all honesty, only one of them will make your head fall off. Don't get me wrong, the way he asks them is just, he's like a wordsmith in a way. He's just got to, yeah. Anyway, but only one of them will make your head fall off. So I'll leave that till last for you. So first one, we've got the country is boiling their piss at the thought of us winning stuff again. City fans are insecure about their treble win now because our Carabao Cup win has 10 times more attention, and Pep would be great if he weren't bald. But do you think we're always going to be in a catch-22 situation? Because if we lose, we're shit. But if we win, everyone else has done it better, and we're still in air quotes bin dipping scroungers.
Yeah, it's always going to be a catch-22 because no one wants to see us do well, and that's what baffles me. Is like you've got teams like Man City flaunting the cash, spending. So, you know, they've covered tracks of paedophiles in the coaching staff that never got out for years. They're a fucking corrupt club from top to bottom. The manager knows it. The players know it when they go there. You know, Haaland's agent or our fella is getting done now for.
Oh yeah, seen that just that, yeah.
Just a fucking corrupt shower of bastards, and that's why no one takes them serious because no matter what they do, it's expected. When you can spend that amount of money, it's expected. The reason why fans have enjoyed Chelsea's downfall against our kids in the cup is because they've spent £1 billion over a few windows, and no one expected that Liverpool team to turn up and win a cup at Wembley because it shouldn't have done.
Yeah,
and that's why everyone hates us because we defy the odds. We go into games where we shouldn't have a chance. We play Barcelona 3-0 down and go on to win European Cups. We go 3-0 down the cup final and go on to win the European Cup. You know, we fucking score golden goals to go on to win Europa Leagues. You know, fucking...
Gerrard scores from practically the halfway line in Cardiff and just...
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just everyone hates us because they're not us. And everything we do, the way we conduct ourselves, the way we enjoy the football, the passion, the way we live the game, no one else does, and they envy it. So it's like being jealous of a millionaire because you're not a millionaire. You'd love to be one, but because you're not, you think he's a prick. Him. It's the exact same with us, lad. They can call us what they fucking want. It's always us who ends up smiling, always us who ends up laughing, always us who ends up getting fucking people sacked from the job because they're making stupid comments about Hillsborough and that. You need to learn the lesson. Don't mess with this because you fucking get at.
No, you know what? It's that thing, isn't it? Though, like when you hate a player because they're so good. Like me and you both were the same, and I think we've got the same opinion of him now. Is Drogba? I couldn't stand him when he was playing, and then you look back at him and watch him and go, you know what? He was fucking bossing.
Yeah. Exact same. Like there's some players you just hate because you fucking hate them. And I get we've got rivalries, proper rivalry, football and rivalry with Manchester United. You hate everything we do on the pitch, hate everything the club's about. We're the same as them. You go on holiday and you meet a man, you'd have a pint with them. Proper man, you'd have a fucking pint with them. You know what I mean? Man City wouldn't entertain.
No.
They don't impress me. They just it sounds stupid, but they are. Everything they've done ever is tainted.
Yeah.
I prefer Man City when they were shit and they had full stadiums and they were selling out main roads because they were passionate, loyal supporters. Now they're just a tourist club of glory hunters, and the glory they're getting is going to get fucking stripped away from them because they're cheating bastards.
Or they should do at least.
Yeah, but the same with Chelsea. You can respect Man United through football terms and you can hate them through football terms. We hate them because they're close to us. And we hate them because they were better than us. And, you know, they hated us because during the 70s and 80s, we were better than them. And it was a rivalry that's gone on through respect, through football. We hated Sir Alex Ferguson because he was an absolute phenomenal manager. dictated Premier League title wins through, bullying the media, bullying the referees, but he wasn't cheating. He fucking done it. But, there wasn't a rule to say you can't say that about a referee at the time. Guardiola, again, handed an open treasure chest, basically. Go and spend what you want. Oh, yeah, you've inherited the best football side ever at Barcelona. You go on to a team that should really fucking go on to win like a quadruple with Bayern Munich. And then here's Man City. Go and do what you want there because you can. And we're against the grain. We win when we shouldn't, and people hate it.
Yeah. It's people just like to hate us, don't we?
So my answer in a nutshell is
Yeah.
Hate us, and you want to be us. And there's a famous saying: "They hear us, they see us, they all want to be us." And that's exactly what it is. Everton do it. Everton slate us for our boss nights and having flags at the coach welcome and that. Fucking hell. As soon as they were nearly down, lad, there was flares outside the Gladdy. They were parading dogs round above the heads. Fucking banners everywhere. You've got lads playing guitar in bars before games. It catches on. And it's always Liverpool who set the bar. They all want to be us. And unfortunately, there's only one Liverpool.
Yeah, and no, nail on the head. And I don't think I can add any more to that, in all honesty. So I'm just going to move.
Who am I?
I'm just going to move on to the next one. Yeah, his head's gone again already. So, next question. Klopp hasn't just won it all. He's unified the fans just like Shankly. He's gave us hope just like Shankly, rebuilt a broken squad and made superstars just like Shankly. And he represents the ethos and values of the club and City just like Shankly. What more does Klopp have to do to be recognised as our greatest ever manager?
Time travel. Go back to a time without social media, without cheating bastards. And people will realise how good he is. Stats speak for themselves. I think he's up there with won the most games in a short period of time or whatever. I never had the pleasure of witnessing Shankly, Paisley, Fagan, Moran, Dalglish even. I had pleasure of seeing Dalglish at the later stages. Was it 2011?
Like 11, 12, yeah.
Yeah, so, we've got names that we're brought up with that we adore and we idolise and we, I'm looking around me little man den, whatever you want to call it, and they're just everywhere, lads. There's just legends absolutely everywhere all around the room.
They're on your top.
Yeah, fucking hell, every one of them there, yeah. But he's up there for me. For me, he's exceeded all of them. And as mad as it sounds, the trophies Paisley won in like 9 seasons, I think it was. It's just bizarre. But you've got to put into consideration the time that the teams were against, the corruption we're against, the way it's run now. There's no integrity in the game. Nothing's for the best for the fans. Nothing's for the best for the players or the football clubs. It's just all about dough. And I think the fact that we've won a league title, a Champions League, an FA Cup, a League Cup, too. We've won the World Club Cup in a system that was fair, in a system that never broke any rules. We abided by the rules. We done what we told we should have done, when realistically we could have been going out and spending £200-300 million a window. We never conducted ourselves in budget, done it properly. He's managed that team from the fucking bottom to the top, and he's made us the best in the world. He's made us he's unified us all. He's made us believe again, from doubters to believers, and that'll go on when he goes. He's instilled that back into us, into the younger generation that only seen the likes of Roy Hodgson and that. He's instilled that back into us, and just like Shankly, when he left, lad, someone else will come in, and I think that person will reap the rewards of the work he's done, the foundations he's laid. So for me, Jurgen Klopp is the greatest Liverpool manager ever.
I think for me, it depends on how this season finishes, in all honesty, because I think, yeah, that's right. Everything that he said in that question, he has done. He's unified the fans. He gets the city. He gets the club. He's built superstars. He's brought players for him. And just everything he said is correct. And I think if he can have that Shankly effect and nearly match, get close to Paisley in terms of number of trophies, lad, he's done the job of our two greatest managers in one job. And I think if he can hit close to his numbers by the end of the season, it's not a question anymore, I don't think. Obviously, obviously we weren't in as bad of a position that we were when Shankly come in, when Klopp come in. Obviously, Shankly took us over in the second division, things like that, and had to fully rebuild the squad, and Klopp's had to rebuild, but it wasn't obviously quite that bad. But yeah, I just think if this season plays out how we all want it to, then yeah, he's surpassed them both, which I never thought we'd ever say in our lifetime.
No, I know it's crazy. I don't think Paisley gets the credit he deserves because he never had the charisma of Shankly. And I think I've read something today where I don't know that Pep Linders is meant to have said it or it's true or not, but when Shankly left, you can't replace Bill Shankly. It took all this time from Shankly leaving to Jurgen Klopp joining us to get the next Bill Shankly. And now maybe we do need the new Bob Paisley, someone who is a bit quieter, a bit calmer, and just fixates himself on glory and doing whatever it has to do to win. And, that mightn't be as an enjoyable ride for Liverpool fans. We'll never forget the times we've had with Klopp, but you can't replace him. You can't bring someone in who's going to try and be Jurgen Klopp. The next person to fist pump at the Kop is getting stuff through at him. I'm not asked. Don't want you to do it. Don't want you to come in and be Jurgen Klopp because you're not. You never will be. But, come in and be quiet. Go about your business. Win us over. Win trophies. And again, it'll never be the same. It'll still never be the same. But it'll fucking... we'll be happy enough, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's hard to digest that he's leaving still. It knocks me sick. I'm fucking upset again. But I think... I don't think it matters what he does this season. I think he's already done enough for me to be the greatest Liverpool manager. Might not be in numbers, but in the job he's done in these times when it is against cheating bastards. Imagine what he would have won if there weren't no cheats.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't would have won if there wasn't a Chelsea and a Man City. Frustrating. And I think that plays a lot in the reason for him going, because he should sat there with fucking cigar after cigar after cigar. League title, Champions Leagues. It hasn't worked out that way, but at least he's got them all. He's won them all once, and the only one he's missing, we hopefully get this year. So
yeah. It also doesn't help that Real Madrid seem to have added in for us since he's been here as well. Like every bastard season, they seem to pop up, them bastards.
You know what, as well? Like, again, what we were saying about the Chelsea game being one of the greatest finals we've been involved in. I think all the other ones we've expected to win.
Yeah.
And I think, the Real Madrid one, after going there and expecting to tear them apart and getting a fucking bit of a lesson, when it comes to Tottenham, we sort of knew we were going to win that game. We couldn't lose again. And then I think with Chelsea, I think we were underestimated our own team a little bit. I think we seen the team sheet and was like, not quite sure here, not overly confident. So that bit of arrogance that we get, the cocky scouse arrogance, drains out of most of us, lad. And they just went for the day out, enjoyed it. And, the atmosphere picked itself. People just started singing for fucking no reason when nothing was happening on the pitch. It just, one of them games where it just picked up. And they're the better ones sometimes when you're not going in expecting to win. I think that's sometimes our problem. We feel untouchable at times. And again, that's credit to the manager, because he does make you think you can run through brick walls and run on hot coals and win stuff when it's against you. So, yeah, my answer is Jurgen Klopp's the best.
Fair enough. Right. So, are you ready for the one that's going to make your hair fall off?
Yeah.
So, fucking aliens have landed again, haven't they? They've left a massive turd on the Etihad pitch. They've sank the half-built Bramley Moore Stadium to the bottom of the Mersey, and they vaporised Old Trafford, though the Mancs are probably grateful. Klopp said he'll do one more season if the aliens are defeated. You and one Liverpool player from Klopp's tenure need to battle them. Who are you taking with you? And then he's put no defenders, so you can't shit out it and say Van Dijk.
Now, so I'm fighting aliens alongside.
One player from Klopp's reign.
There's 3 that come to mind straight away.
And they're not defenders.
Well, one is a defender, like, but
You're not allowed defenders.
my first one was Jordan Henderson.
Right, okay.
So my first one was Jordan Henderson, captain, leader, legend. Went against, everyone's opinion. Fought hard to be in the team. Fought hard to stay in the team when he could have went to Fulham. Had that about him, that when the chips were down, he'd dig in and fight. And he could obviously, against expectation, lead you to victory. So when there's a frame of aliens knocking on the can, phone Jordan Henderson. It was him or Millie.
Yeah. For a lot of the
was
same reasons, I suppose.
classed as a fullback, so I can't have him, and I can't have Andy Robbo. So it was Jordan
Henderson
Henderson.
it is then. I'm gonna say I'm gonna use a bit of recency bias with it and say Endo. And
You can't have because I've got Hendo.
No, I'm saying Endo because, and I said this to me dad on Sunday. He's the type of player who he'd break his leg and still want to carry on. And even not playing yesterday probably killed him. Like he's another one, left the stadium on Sunday in a boot and on crutches, and probably would have played with the crutches and the boot if he could have done. You know what I mean? He's got that type of mentality about him. We've said it for years, and we mainly say it with these South American players, that all they want to do is play football. It doesn't matter. Like, they'll run through anything. They'll play fucking barefoot if they have to, just to play football. They've just got that doggedness about them, and I think Endo's got it as well. He plays with a gum shield. What the fuck?
I want a gum shield though. I want a pet gum shield. Lad.
So yeah, I'm gonna say Endo because I just think he gets shot 4 times and still carry on. Just a little warrior. So yeah, heads didn't fall off as much as I expected there, I must admit. But look, we are
Don't
gonna.
you know what? As soon as you mentioned like battle and fighting and all that, I just think Jordan Henderson.
I can see why your mind went there. Like,
I can see him with a flag like of Earth, and he just goes to the spaceship and just fucking throttles it right through the windshield like soon as at Galatasaray.
Yeah, and then just bails and I love running. So
my only question for you is, there's a question about whether Liverpool parade the Carabao Cup if we win nothing else. For me, it's not a question. It's definite. If you can give Jurgen Klopp a parade around the city for everything he's done for us, bring every fucking cup he's ever won, whatever, not hard, do it. Get him out there, get him to see the city. Do you think it's a bit cringy if it is only the Carabao Cup? You're asked.
No, because it's not about the trophies. I think it's just about celebrating the man and the job that he's done. We haven't seen anybody come in and have the success like he's had in our lifetime. And we haven't had this since the 80s, the 70s and 80s. It just hasn't happened. So it's not about the trophies. I think obviously the trophies help, of course. But it's not about that. It's just about celebrating the man, letting, don't forget, there's only going to be 61,000 in Anfield on his last game. We had parades with 750,000 in the city. There's just not enough space in Anfield for everybody to say goodbye to him. That's all it's about for me.
Don't you think it was if we could do when the Queen fucked off and the had just sat in the fucking middle of wherever it was and people were queuing up for days? Can't we just have him just sat in the centre circle and just waving at everyone and just walk around the pitch? He can have his own role and we just fucking let him breathe the same air. Just let on.
Yeah.
Thanks for everything. Bye. See you later. Yeah. And then I think I'd die happy then.
Definitely.
But the fact that he's just got to walk out of Anfield on the last game of the season and then onto a plane to go to the Europa League final, hopefully. And then onto a plane to the FA Cup final, hopefully. The fact that he's just going to one day do a fist pump, walk in the stadium, and then he's no longer our manager, just fucking grinds on me. It knocks me sick, lad.
I know. But no, I
He's
think
literally going to come out, give it all the beans, walk back in the tunnel, and be gone. Oh,
yeah.
lad, it's fucking vile.
Stop doing it to yourself. No, as I say, lad, I think for me, it's a case of you're celebrating the manager, you're celebrating what he's won, and if we want to, if people are going to say, well, it'd be cringy if you only got the Carabao Cup. If we don't only have the Carabao Cup, yeah, maybe. Like you said, bring the other trophies out as well, parade them all. If you want just to fill the space, bring Everton's trophies as well.
What space? What space they fill it?
The imaginary one in the head. No, it's just, like I say, it's just celebrating the man, giving everybody a chance to say goodbye and thank you to him. And look, people are going to say it's cringy. We got slated for having a parade with the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup the other year because of the date that it happened to fall on. It happened to be the day after the Champions League final. We couldn't control that. It's like, no matter what we do, we're going to get grief for it.
You imagine that being Man City. Man City can't even sell out the Champions League final. Can't sell out the semi-final at home. They're fucking horrendous. If they lose a Champions League final, like they have done, do you think they're parading the next day with whatever they've won? Not a fucking chance. There's no cunt to turn up. You get Man United fans turning up, poking and fucking buzzing at them. That's all you get. Liverpool to have the balls and the audacity to lose a Champions League final and then fuck off onto a coach and go around the city to what could be the biggest ever turnout for a homecoming is remarkable. And again, that's why people hate us, because things you wish you could bring yourself to do, you can't do. It's in us. We do it different. Next question. Michael Edwards.
That's a statement. That's not a question.
That's the question. So I assume you haven't seen what's going on.
I've seen like he wants.
Paul Joyce has mentioned that,
like that
he wants to come back in. Is there anything in your core saying that if he comes back in, Jurgen Klopp's around a contract?
No, not even. I don't think there's anything that happens anywhere for any reason that makes him change his mind. To be honest, as unfortunate as it is, but I just don't. It's just not happening. I've got to tell myself that it's not happening, because if I've got any thought that it might happen, it's going to make it even worse for me. So I've got to tell myself that it's just done, and he's done. You know what I mean?
I just can't get me around it at all. So do you reckon Michael Edwards coming in be good if he gets full control of everything?
Yeah, I think that's what it seems like. That's what FSG want now. I think obviously Klopp's had a lot of say with what goes on and things like that, and I think now that they want to separate. The game's different now, isn't it? You look at it where it's the same at like Arsenal. They've got Edu doing all the transfers and running that side of things, and Arteta's there solely to manage the teams. Obviously, Arteta will go to him and say, I want this player or I want that player, but he has no control over it after that. And I think that's the way the game's going, where, back in the day, a manager, he sells the players, he signs the players, he does it all, you know what I mean? And it's not like that anymore. A lot nowadays, a lot more of them coming in as head coaches rather than managers, you know what I mean? That's the way the game seems to be going. And so having somebody fully in control of football and operations, I think, is probably, at least at the start of this new manager's reign anyway, is probably a smart decision.
Yeah, I'd agree. It is crazy to think, like, because I know what's happened with us, with Milner, with Wijnaldum, possibly with Firmino. I think Klopp wanted to keep them all. And once they hit 30, they were fucking dust, mate. Crazy. Well, not Millie. Millie was like 40, weren't he? But
at least, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's obviously done a good job. He was highly respected. So we were fucking wounded when he left, weren't we? So,
yeah.
Got to see where that goes. I'm hoping that I just wish he'd fucking off the Klopp contract. Fucking hell, I'm getting a plane outside his house, lad.
They probably have done, lad, and that's the thing.
They'd have offered him everything. They'd have offered him the win. I don't think it's not financially motivated. I think he just needs a break. But again, I don't think I'll ever stop having a glimmer of hope until he's actually gone.
No,
but
I know what you mean.
I am fully waiting for. I'm not fucking leaving at the end. What if he went?
I mean, don't get me wrong. If anyone would do that, it probably would be Klopp, in fairness. But no, I've got to tell myself that there's just nothing that can be done that's going to make it happen. And I think, when we done the episode after it was announced, and you were obviously distraught and just we shouldn't have done it, really. Let's be honest, but we did. And you were saying we've got to do this and we've got to do that to try and keep him. And I was saying, like, how's it going to make the club look and things like that. And the thing is, like, we've probably done all of that anyway. You know what I mean? Like, there's no way Jurgen Klopp comes into your office as if you're, if you're Billy Hogan or whoever you are. There's no way Klopp walks into your office and goes, right, look, I'm leaving at the end of the season. You don't just go, yeah, all right, sound nice one for everything in a bit.
No,
You
but don't get me
go,
wrong. Again, I think once his mind's made up, he's very much like that. The fact that he's had the blessing of Ula as well, she must know, it's time. But hopefully he goes out with a bang, lad. And as I say, like Shankly and Paisley, you don't replace them. You replace them with something different. It's got to be something different. I'd have like Pep Linders to have a chance. But as I said before, I think it is a case of like a sailor and his team sinking with a ship. Obviously, we're not sinking, but it's going a direction we don't want to be. So I think Linders.
I think they're just a team, aren't they? You know what I mean? We said it at the time. Klopp made sure that his backroom staff got improved contracts and same length deals as he was getting and things like that. And I think it's just them repaying that to him more than anything. But I think I said that at the time. I think Linders would be judged too harshly because everyone would be expecting, right, it's just going to be a continuation. He's going to play Klopp's football and we're just going to be as good as we are. And then if it doesn't work with Linders, everyone's going to go. I think people turn on Linders faster than they would do a new manager. A completely new manager.
You're possibly right, but I compare that to Shankly and Paisley again, where you've got the assistant coming in and putting his spin on it. The first few trophies he won was with Shankly's last few signings. So it was still Shankly's team being managed by somebody else, sort of thing. But I think sometimes that works better. You haven't got someone coming in and trying to do a completely new thing. But I think anyone taking our job is effectively in a position where the team has built itself. You just need to go in and fucking be a voice. If it's not working out in a game or two, voice your concerns and just let it run itself. Just let it run as it is. It's doing all right. Keep bringing the kids through. And that's why there's certain names being mentioned that are favourable because you can imagine them to do that because they're doing it at the clubs they're at now. But I still couldn't give a fuck who it is. So
anyway, let's wrap it up because as always we've gone probably a bit longer than we wanted to. But with 2 games to cover, it's always hard. But might be like this for the rest of the season. Hopefully, next episode we can hopefully be back in person because I think we both did enjoy the dynamic of that and think it made for a really good episode. So hopefully that's back going to be the plan again very soon. But like we say, tough run of games coming up. Let's hope for some wins. But first and foremost is Forest on Saturday, 3:00 Saturday. Again, we haven't done them for ages, have we? I'm working as well, bastard. Anyway,
didn't discuss that game, did we?
No.
Gonna be a hard game. Gonna be a good game. Kids are gonna win. Up the Reds.
There you go. That's that discussed. Yeah. Until next time, up the Reds.
Up the fucking Reds.